Dr. Karen Can here, and welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest for the week of September 25th, 2017. So happy fall. We've had a wonderful week of pure sun with no rain, which I'm sure maybe the farmers aren't too happy with, but it's been really awesome because we haven't had much of a summer here in the Adirondacks. It's been very, very wet. So it's been wonderful to finally get out to the lake. I found out my doggy knows how to swim. How cool is that? And finally got some sun, which is kind of rare for me because I'm always working. No, I'm not always working. But when I'm not working, I'm often in the ice rink. So it's not a lot of sun. So we've had a great week, and I hope you have too. So the news for this week is a couple of interesting things. Now, this week, we started off with some positive energies that many people are asking for, and I have found that yes, there may be some straggler negative energies that we need to release, sometimes from this timeline, sometimes from other timelines, but the one that has come up this week has been Biorhythms. So this is the Topocan Healing Guide number 2, and under energetics there's a biorhythm here, but interestingly the biorhythms has to do with the rhythm of all your different systems, the hormones, the nervous system, all that kind of stuff. You know, if you have a healthy biorhythm, you go to bed at night, you can sleep well, you wake up, you're energized, you're not sleepy. Some people have an opposite biorhythm where they kind of have the opposite thing going. So there are probably 900 different biorhythms in the body. And interestingly, there is a new morphic field for the newly evolved and balanced biorhythm, and that probably has to do with our ascension upgrades. And we are about 1 day into the rising phase of the ascension. So for those of you that have difficulty grounding, you definitely may have to work at this multiple times a day to keep your spirit in your body and to keep you grounded. And of course, you can use the Topocan healing to figure out if there's anything preventing you from being grounded at this stage of the ascension. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is that some folks are sensitive enough that they kind of react to energies even way outside their auric field. So you can check to see if your body or you are reacting to anything outside your auric field that may be of low vibration. It could be even miles away or even 50 miles away. So what we've done to mitigate that is to ask our God team to expand our clearing vortices of source light way beyond our auric field to whatever areas we might be sensing that may give us discomfort, and to actually install entity detectors all around there as well. So not only will the entity detectors help to clear entities, but will actually help detect them, so the clearing vortices of light can then clear them as well. So it's kind of like a 1-2 kind of improvement there. So you can ask your guide team to do that. And what you can also ask your guide team to do is automatically expand this light radius of yours to whatever's necessary. So if you're sensitive, that you don't necessarily have to deal with these entities or low vibrational energies. Of course, if somebody needs that entity attached to them for whatever reason, for their spiritual growth, that is not going to work. But you can also ask for a bubble to be placed around those folks that you don't have to react to them, you know, because if you can't turn your reactivity any further down and you're still that sensitive, then it may be helpful to do just general light radius clearing. So just a radius around you to clear all that doesn't serve you or others. And if source allows, if your higher self allows, then it will happen. So a couple other things too is that there seems to be a spiritual body that comes up, spiritual body issue that comes up with the Topocan Healing Guides this week as well. So that would be in the Topocan Guide Healing number 3 under the anatomy, the spiritual body. So I am not, I am not well versed in every single item of the spiritual body and what they're called. Some don't actually have names that have been named in books, but I'm understanding this week that between all our different lives and all of our different spiritual bodies of all these different lives, that there is some sort of communication or connector that connects all of our spiritual bodies, and that connector needs to be upgraded or can be upgraded, or is allowed to be upgraded now. So just check to see if that's relevant for you. See if whatever this part of the spiritual bodies are that connects all of our spiritual bodies together would benefit from upgrading. You go ahead and use the Topian Healing command and command that be upgraded to the highest level now. So just check to see if that is true. Now, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about how you can check for sensitivity and reactivity. So if you're sensitive, if you're a light warrior who is a starseed or earth angel, indigo, empath specifically as well, you may find that your sensitivity levels seem to bump up again with each ascension upgrade. And we're having several upgrades a day, so that is very possible. The other thing too is sometimes your reactivity to certain people, places, or things can be also increased. Sometimes these are people that you're supposed to be helping, like your soul destiny partner. Sometimes these are just energies you're supposed to be transmuting, and sometimes for whatever reason your reactivity is up. So what you can do is, of course, turn down your sensitivity and turn down your reactivity. And some people are finding that that's really working, but other people are finding that it's not quite doing the job. So if that's the case, for example, say you have a pain somewhere, say it's your shoulder. So you can actually ask, is that pain due to your sensitivity or reactivity? And if it is, then you can measure it out of 10 and see how reactive or sensitive it is, those tissues here. And you can even go so specific, this is what I do in the one-on-one sessions, in the VIP as well, is to actually go and check which tissue, cell, or organ that is that sensitive. So for example, you might have swelling in your neck, and then you find, you ask, is there any organ in this area, organ, cell, or anatomy piece here that has a sensitivity over 1 or a reactivity over 0, I like 0 reactivity. And then you can measure it out of 10. So you might find that there may be 2 or 3 or 4 different parts of you that have increased reactivity or sensitivity of over 1 or 0, even though your overall sensitivity is down. And then you can work with the Topian Healing guides, Topian Healing, to figure out, if you need to know more about that, or whether you can just go ahead and turn down that sensitivity. Sometimes God just wants you to know that that particular pain is due to a sensitivity from feeling something somewhere else. And once you know that, then you no longer have to have that sensitivity. It's just a part of your learning. So I hope that helps you. Okay, so Monday's radio show is going to be with Dr. Dennis Lobstein. And I'm going to be asking him questions about pyramids, triangles, and grounding. And why is that? Well, I've heard from many different sources that, being in a pyramid or being in that shape is highly, highly high vibrational, which is why in Egypt, the pyramids are what they are, and then there's all this high vibrational energy that gets channeled or something through this pyramid. So I want to ask Dr. Dennis, who's more knowledgeable than I am, about these shapes and why it's important. And also, because it's the Ask the Doctors, Ask the LifeWave Doctors first Monday of the month, I'm going to also ask him how we can creatively use the LifeWave phototherapy patches to maybe mimic some of these shapes and energies of triangles and pyramids using the patches. And I want to ask him what his favorite triangular protocols are, and whether or not that would help us ground, or at least those of us that seem to be in our heads a lot of times, and maybe that'll help us ground. Maybe it won't, I don't really know, but I'll certainly give you my feedback on which patches have helped people ground, and then Dr. Dennis will have his perspective as well. So join us Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern for the radio show, and if you want the link, make sure you're on my subscriber list on KarenCan.com, and of course you get great gifts there as well if you're part of the subscriber list, such as my clearing and protection spray. And again, just a quick reminder, if you're new, that you may want to check out the mailing list, because October 18th is going to be the launch of Unlock Your Superpowers. It's my training program for helping you become masterful at manifesting. So, there's a lot of great programs out there to teach you about, the law of attraction and, positive thinking and, how to create intention and all that kind of stuff. But what I have found is two things missing. One is, of course, the energy healing piece, which some people do really well. Of course, you know, getting rid of the negative sabotage, the traumas, and then adding positive energies. For example, for me, for abundance, I did not know that there was a morphic field for popularity. Because, you know, I asked way back when, I said, is there a positive morphic field that I can download to myself that I don't have, but spiritual teachers that I admire do have? And I named a whole bunch, you know. And I got that, yeah, there was one morphic field of all those people that they all had that, and I didn't. And I was like, what's that? And I was told, for lack of a better title, popularity. Okay, that's not exactly the abundance word, but it's more or less popularity. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I went ahead and downloaded that to myself, and I think it's really working. So in the Unlock Your Superpowers, we are definitely going to be doing some energy healing around abundance. But the real creme de la creme, like the real meat of the program, is a training program. Because I'm going to show you how the universe actually gifts you with these challenges and tests. I call them abundance tests or abundance challenges. And they will present it to you very, very quickly once you make your intention and what you want to do. But if you don't know what the challenges are and how you're going to be tested, some people just give up because they think, well, gee, you know, this is too hard. I can't do this. It's not working. Whereas if I give you, it's sort of like, you know, if you're going to be taking a test, but I'm telling you, hey, this is an open book test, you know, I'm going to actually give you the test and you're going to be able to practice this test over and over again till you get it really well. And guess what? You're going to do great on that test, right? So it's sort of like that. So this program helps to train you just to recognize and know when those opportunities come up, and then you will be able to practice, actually practice during the program on doing these enlightened processes so you get used to it. So when these opportunities come up, you go, aha, I know what this is. This is one of those abundance challenges. Okay, in the past I did this. That wasn't an abundant way of, you know, dealing with it. Now I can do this instead because now I've learned that this is one of those tests. So that's what I want for you, because it's actually not difficult. It's actually fairly simple, but you do have to be willing to look at your stuff and to be willing to try a different way. So I'm going to give you all the secrets and hints that I can pack into this 7-module program to really get you going on this, to really unlock those manifesting superpowers of yours. So October 18th is the launch, but make sure you are on my mailing list because we are going to be sending emails out early to you, okay? With, and also if you're a part of my Light Warrior group, it'll be on the Facebook group as well. But we're going to send early to you the actual the launch page a day or two before the actual launch, because my folks, my tribe, they're going to get first dibs on the program. And the reason that's important is because the way it works with the Telesummit world is that first come, first serve. So, and you get the best deals. So the first 100 people get the biggest discounts on the program. And then after they sell out, then the prices go up. So I just want to tell you now to make sure you a few days before the 18th, take a look at your email list, check the Facebook group if you're part of my Light Warrior Facebook, community, because we will be announcing that beforehand. So you guys get first dibs before it is open to everyone else to get the best price for this program if you're interested in it. Alrighty? Okay, well, that's all I got to talk about this week. I am looking forward to next week and speaking with you again. In the meantime, lots of love and have a wonderful week. Bye for now.